You know, a debate went horribly for you when after it ends, your next move is to run to a crowdsourced charity site. And so Mehdi Hasan was in the debate. He's not the one that needed the charity, but one of the guys that he eviscerated did. And it's this guy. His name technically is Connor, although most of you will know him as Quite Frankly. So he did this debate with Mehdi Hasan as well as many other people as part of that Jubilee thing, for better or worse. And he identified himself as not supporting democracy. He's a Holocaust denier. He's an open fascist. The list goes on, but those three I think are pretty good. And apparently it didn't go well for him, all of these revelations. And so here's a little update on his personal situation.
Unfortunately, I lost my job as a result, and no one really is to blame for that. It's just the culture that kind of exists currently surrounding the manner in which you're canceled for voicing exactly what you said, any heterosexual, Christian sort of moral belief that goes beyond sort of the secularism and the relativism that we're so used to in our time.
I don't know what the heterosexual thing, that's not what people have a problem with you. Why are you so sensitive about that? No, it's the fascist thing. I think it was the thing where you implied that the Nazis weren't that bad to Jewish people. I think it might have been that, actually. I can't say for sure. Also, we're doing a little bit of research here at the Damage Report about backgrounds and having debates about whether a background is too busy. That one was. I don't know what that was about, but you need to dial it back a little bit. But anyway, he feels like he's been canceled. Now, I think that is rich, considering he just got done doing a debate where he argued that effectively only people that agree with him should have any rights whatsoever. And in fact, the government might start killing people who aren't far-right conservatives. That to me is the ultimate cancel culture, when unless you have the right religion or the right race or the right gender or the right sexuality, you don't have any rights at all. That's worse than you losing your job because you giggle about the fact that you're a fascist on TV. But anyway, he did do that. So he ran to Give, Send, Go to raise money, saying that he was fired for his political beliefs. And he has made, at least as of when we took this screenshot, over $35,000. And so he'll end up making more. I don't know, 100,000, 500,000. And I understand for some of you, this might be depressing to see that you can, like, maybe, I don't even know if he lost his job. He could literally be lying about that. He seems like a terrible person. I don't put lying past him, but let's say he didn't, that he could get a bunch of money just for having been terrible on TV. But I just want to assure all of you, he's getting that money from other terrible people. So it's really just a net zero thing. And you can tell because when we go to what the donors had to say, one says, it's good to see whites standing in unity. Thank you for standing up to malicious brown invaders. I think he's implying that Mehdi Hasan is a malicious brown invader. He's a goddamn US citizen, okay? Or we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Or this other guy who said we need a white nation, it's our only future, and he contributed $88, because of the Nazi thing. And so, like, is it bad that this fascist got a bunch of money just for being terrible? It's not a good thing, but at least these other fascists now have $88 less. So maybe that's the silver lining. What do you think, Sharon?
Yeah, I mean, that's reaching, but I'll take it. I think, what a trash box, okay? Can anyone just go on, what is it, Give, Go, Send?
Give, Send, Go.
Give, Send, Go. What if I went on there and put up a campaign and said, because I had to hear that trash, I need money. I mean, do you think I would get money for that? This guy, the other part of it is their dear leader who's in the White House used to fire people, right? And that was his right, it was his show, and the private thing. Assuming he works for private people. Now in the government, you have people who are friends with people who they don't agree with the ideology, and they're fired from the FBI and everywhere else. I mean, that's just the way it works. We love free speech. It doesn't mean it's without consequence. He said some really dirty, nasty things. Gross.
Yeah, and let's pretend that we don't know anything about the stuff that he said about his perfect world where he gets to decide who has any rights whatsoever. Let's pretend we don't know that. Okay, so he doesn't think it's fair that he was fired from his job for what he had to say. So are you saying that you don't think employers should, in many states as they can right now, fire people without any cause whatsoever? Like the right generally believes that every company should be able to do that. Or is it that you believe that they should be able to do that, but just not to you? That sort of hypocrisy seems embarrassing, which is why he won't say it out loud, but it's almost certainly what he actually thinks. And so, like, again, do they not have a right to say, well, I don't want a potentially violent fascist working for me? Do you think that employers should be obligated to keep people in those positions? Or if it's just that you don't think that we should be picking and choosing based on ideology, well then I'm assuming you're against what Oklahoma announced that we covered yesterday on the show, where they're gonna be doing an ideological test for whether or not you'll be allowed to teach in Oklahoma. You have to agree with all their MAGA nonsense or whatever. I'm assuming you're going on a crusade against that since you're so against cancel culture based on ideology. No, they don't mean literally any of this. And I'm gonna end our talk about this by acknowledging one thing. In the interview or the debate with Mehdi Hasan, Mehdi asks his name at one point, and he pauses for a second, and then eventually gets around to saying Connor, although again, I think his legal name is quite frankly. And Mehdi said, you stumbled there for a bit, and he said, oh, it's because I go by, I don't know if he said a pseudonym or a handle online. And what I love about this experience is it's a reminder of why these sorts of guys typically do that. They come up with a fake name. They take a photo of, I don't know, like a Roman statue or whatever, and that's their avatar. Because your opinions suck and polite society or sane society doesn't like it. We don't like people like you. A society cannot exist if there's a critical mass of people like you. And you like looked at Trump and you saw, oh, these billionaires get to say horrible fascistic things. Maybe it's our time now too. No, we still don't like most people like you. And so this is a learning lesson for other proto-fascists out there. You should continue to hide your identity because it's bad for your employment prospects and probably really bad for your relationship prospects too.